2 minutes late, 1 minute late. All right, good morning as we welcome you to the team meeting. We'll wait for a few people to jump on. December the 9th, if you can believe it. Hopefully you got all your holiday shopping done and Christmas and all that and anything else that you have planned. I'm kidding. But we got a great meeting today. These are going to be really fundamental things I'm going to be talking about as we jump into this. A lot of great information. Vernon and I are joining us. We'll have a crowd on today. And yet, here's a couple of thoughts that I have as we jump into this. One is building wealth, right? My vision and desire for the office is this is where real estate professionals go to build a profitable business and a place where you go to grow wealth, right? I was having a conversation with somebody today, and the conversation around wealth, right? And how do we define that? To me, I define wealth as, number one, is it's a financial freedom, meaning that if something was to happen to me and I could no longer work, that my family could be taken care of and live the same lifestyle. That's, to me, is a really great definition as we build wealth, right? Having a net worth and doing it. Now you can go on even another piece as well. When I talk about a profitable business, I think about two things. One is you got to have revenue, right? And then the other one is you got to track your expenses, your numbers, and you know your cost of sale, you know your expenses, and you know your profit, how much you take in as well. And so we're gonna uncover a few of those today and walk through those different pieces as well. But here's one thing that we know when we talk about wealth, and this is me talking and listening and tuning into it. The gap between what we call the haves and have-nots in our country is only going to get greater. And yet real estate is such a great place to be because we have no ceiling. We can do whatever we want. There's houses everywhere. Everyone needs a place to live. We just have a great opportunity to increase our income, and our income is up to us, right? That's the potential that we have. Nothing's really holding us back from serving and taking care of people at a high level. So I'm going to share my screen here, and I got a little PowerPoint, just notes that I had. Yes.
While you're doing that, I just want to actually add to that. You know, I think tracking your expenses is a fundamental portion, right? I think you have to go beyond that, and you have to hold those expenses accountable for what you set out for them to do, right? And that's where you're going to actually start seeing the profit coming in, because you're holding each dollar accountable for producing what you want it to do. We should be leveraging our money instead of our money leveraging us.
Yeah, very good. And we're going to hit on those topics as we go along. All right, I pulled this out today because I love looking at this, right? And this is called the 6 Personal Perspectives. This was a piece that Gary wrote. And anytime Keller Williams in history, you taught a class, right? You always covered these pieces. And we're going to be talking about a financial piece today, but here's the 6 personal perspective. One is commit to self-mastery, right? Mastery comes in a commitment, number one, not that I'd like to, not that I want to, you're committed to being the best. Maybe it's as you write your goals, I'm committed to tracking my expenses and writing my goals down and living up to it. And I'm going to master that element of it. Right? Commit to the 80-20 principle, right? Not all things matter equally, right? So you put the time and the focus on the things that matter most. So 20% of your activities will give you 80% of the results. So you do the 20% first thing in the morning and you do it first. Moving from E to P, right? This is going to be a topic we bring up today. That's being an entrepreneur, but moving to purposeful. Some of you are great at sales. You're great at talking to people, but even though you're great at sales doesn't naturally mean you're great at your financials, or you're not great at hiring and leading people. We see that all the time. And look at it. How many times have you heard an athlete, right? And they're great and they make all this money, and then key things fall apart financially for them in the world. right? Because they don't have somebody and they don't have to, we have to be forced to figure that out. Number step 4, make being learning based the foundation of your action plan, right? We learning, maybe you always have a desire to learn and grow and just get better every day.
Absolutely.
Number 5 is removing your limiting beliefs, right? We all have thoughts and beliefs of what we could accomplish, right? And I'd say always is our programming, our beliefs are usually from the address that you grew up in. So I grew up in a great household. There's some great abundance mindset that I have, and yet there's also things that were taught to me in a certain way and aspects to it that were shared with me that hold me back at times. And it just have to be cognizant of it and then go back to mastering and learning and along the way. But those are, and number 6 is being held accountable. Accountability is the key to anything. It's awareness, it's having somebody check in and really making sure. So those are the 6 personal perspectives. We could send a whole class talking about each one of those. But today, what I'm working on is how do we build a financially sound business? So here's some takeaways that I have. These are all just solid MREA, Keller Williams beliefs. So set a profit goal that funds your big life and pursue the activities to achieve it. So once again, a reminder, have you set your goals for next year? Do you have them written down? Are you really clear what activities you have to do? And more, also, we talked about this lastly, be really in tune with why you're building something. Number 2 is estimate, save for, and pay your taxes on time. Okay, so we have, and a lot of this is me hitting onto this, and I know I've talked over in the past but we've recruited new and agents to our office who are having success, right? Some of you are out there is you're having your closings, you're having success. We have people on track to the cap that never capped before. We have people who have capped. And yet here's my encouragement to you is make sure you set that money aside. There's somebody out there that needs to hear this voice as well. So when Andy and I got into the independent contractor real estate game and we started to make money, right? Because we know how to make money. We know how to get there. She was naturally great at sales and get into it. And we had our money and we did set it aside, by the way. But we thought it was our money. And then we go to file our taxes and had a rude awakening was everything that we saved, thankful that it was in our account, but it just went away. And we just had this look on ourselves, on our face. It's just because we didn't plan for it. So take that money and set it aside, right? At least 30%. Oh yeah, by the way, you're an independent contractor. Taxes are due quarterly as a reminder. All right, use proven models and systems in the MREA chart of accounts. That's just tracking anything. We'll briefly go back over as well. Be fiscally savvy by reviewing your financials monthly. If this could be one thing that I could encourage you to do in your plans is look at your monthly expenses, look at your expenses, look who you paid, look where it comes from, right? If you have trouble to do that, then either hire somebody to do it or get the discipline. It's the spreadsheet. Here's something I will tell you about. This was an aha to me this year. So I'm listening to Gary Keller's Think Like a CEO. If you haven't listened to that podcast, I highly recommend it. And he uses the word hate. And he uses the word hate when he refers to looking at his monthly financials. And here's what he said. People look at me. He is a self-made billionaire, by the way, right? He goes, people look at me and they think it's natural for me. And he goes, that's the furthest from the truth. I have to create a discipline and I had to force myself to get into it to look at it monthly. But he goes, I guarantee you I look at everything. It's more frequent now. Another thing is pay yourself a salary, right? Then we can get into that. How do you set up your entity? But pay yourself a salary, whatever it is, and then prepare now for a financially secure future. So here's the question. How important is money to you? But the follow-up question to you is, how important, right, is financial security for you? So if you were to walk out and get hit by a bus and you were no longer able to work, would your family be taken care of and you can continue the same lifestyle? If not, let's be really intentional about growing your wealth. Okay, so here's, if this looks a little funky, this is me throwing this together. So this is how we keep score, right? And do you have a scoreboard and you know how many? So it says here, you currently measure your success in some way. Is it how much money you have in the bank? How many closings you had this month? The size of your database? How do you keep score? Gross commission income is a way, or your volume, or your units enclosed, your net income and your profit. You know, Joe Rothschild told me a story once because he'd always be at the line, right? He was the #1 RE/MAX agent. And then he also was a #1 Keller Williams for agent. He'd be in the back of the line when they do awards. And he would just ask those guys and he would say, I see your volume. I see your gross commission income. How much did you net though? That's all he wanted to know. We can hide behind these numbers, right? We can look at reports, but at the end of the day is how profitable are you? So how do you keep score?
Yeah,
Where do you
because it
see
makes
it?
sense for you to continuously grow in terms of top line and revenue, and yet your expenses grow just as much. That's not being profitable, right? You
Yeah.
have not really increased your profit. So looking at that bottom line is really what's the most important. And what you do in between those two things is what can affect it. So
Well, that's an interesting point. I'm an investor in a business opportunity, and the business had to get out of partnership with the CEO who's running the company, and yet they've experienced great growth. They grew revenue, but here's the thing: is the net profits went down.
yeah.
So that gets somebody fired. But yeah, we're talking this in terms of your business too, right? So the end of the day is our goal is to have profitable business. One is we got to have revenue, and we got to control and really look at our expense and making sure we're getting a return on our investment as well. So Andy and I were sitting, our church had hosted the Dave Ramsey piece, right? And we were sitting in there, and I get to the third class. I'm not a very great student either. Sometimes I struggle with the learning piece, right? I'm working on it. And we're in there, and I get to the third class, and I lean over to Andy. If you heard the story before, you can say repeat, but I repeat myself often. And I lean over to her and I go, baby, we don't have a expense problem. We got a revenue problem. We just need to go make more money. And yes, there's always, you can make more, yet we got to make sure we're holding our money accountable too. So let's walk through this a little bit more, because I think this gives us a pretty good perspective. You got any comments or anything, please, please let me know. I think I went too fast. So profiting for profit, feel free to put in the chats as well if you got a question. Profit fuels our hopes and our dreams, right? So if you hear me talk about money, I was in this role one time and somebody said, man, all Chad cares about is money. And I went internal on that, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what people think of me. And then after time of being coached and walked through it, I said, no, I do care about money, right? You've hitched your ride to Keller Williams to build a big, profitable business. Now, what you define and what that profit is up to you. But money, right? Money is only good for the money they can provide to you. So yes, we talk about money in a way, and we talk about profit, yet that's what funds things in our lives and takes care of us. And so we're not a nonprofit, right? We are a company that we're talking about profit. So let's just walk through this. Fund the big life. What do you always provide for your family? Reward yourself when you achieve a goal, and do something just fun with family and friends. It takes money to do that. To grow your business, invest in your business and people, equipment and tools and workspace, right? You're with a brokerage. Could you find somewhere to do your business cheaper and hang your license? Absolutely. You could, right? There's always somebody else there. And there's always, just like you, there's always somebody who could do it less. Yet take advantage of the tools and systems that can help you to get there. Education and training at Keller Williams is one of them. All right, invest in your future. Are you building wealth? So the story and the piece that I always ask, right, is what's your net worth? Do you know what your net worth is? That's something that should be visited monthly. And then you go, okay, I have these streams of income. I can do this through real estate and I can get gross commission income. I could provide with passive income. I could do this through investing in real estate. Oh yeah, we have this thing in Keller Williams called profit share. No risk to get involved. All you got to do is connect it and you start creating buckets to get you. So investment properties, right? Build a reserve. So if the market changes or something unexpected, you have it. In this, we believe you should have 3 months of reserve, especially if you're paying yourself a salary. And to strengthen your growth and skills, go to training, be learning based, seminars, and hire a coach.
I wanted to share
Yeah.
this little, I forget what this is called, but it just shows you some of this relationship from a very high level about how performance and your investment impact your outcomes, right? So I don't know if I can share this or not.
Hold on real fast. Whoops.
Nope.
I gotta.
If not, that's okay. You know.
Hold on. Let me stop sharing. I'll go back. Can you share?
Oh, let's see. Share screen. This model right here.
Now you can. Now you're a co-host.
Okay, share. Screen. So can you see my screen?
I can, yes.
This is my overview. Okay, so just looking at this performance and the investment, the outcomes and the relationship that it has with you. So you were just mentioning several items that are on this list already, and you can create this for yourself. But what you see is that your performance and your investment is what kind of fuels your outcomes. And one way of measuring those outcomes is your gross commission and obviously your net income. But the time that you put into investing into yourself or actually having investment properties, as you mentioned, Chad, also affects your net income for your household. And so like you said, we're in this profitable business, or you keep mentioning money because it's what fuels the rest of or your lifestyle.
Yep. Okay, great.
Sharing.
I like it. Okay. Somebody just asked, and I said that we will post all these slides to the closed Facebook when we're done. All right, let me get back to my, where was I now? Got me off track.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm just messing with you. All right, so understand why your money is going from, right? It's not about the money, but the world doesn't need more poor people. And if we really want to leave a legacy and really help people, it takes money. Maybe you have a desire to be able to fund something really big. All right. So here's some questions for you, and we'll post these. Be truthfully honest as you raise these. I can't see you, can't raise your hand. And really you can do this into 21. Do you have a profit goal for 2021?
And why?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Say it again.
And why is that your goal?
Yeah. Yeah, and have you shared it with others?
Anchor into that why. That goal is just saying something. It's in the wind. You're not committed to it. So why? Why is that your profit goal for the year?
Yep. Do you use a written budget for your business? And you have resources and people to help you with this? Do you pay your estimated taxes each quarter? Do you have a profit and loss income statement, right? And you review it monthly? Because we're in this, we're saying we're business owners. Can we answer these? Do you have separate business and personal checking accounts and credit cards? Oh my goodness. If you do not, go set one up. That just takes a little bit of effort. Go get a credit card for your business. Do you contribute to tax savings account regularly? Meaning when you earn that check, do you take the 30% and put it into a separate account? Do you have a tax advisor or CPA who helps you? Do you track your business miles driven? There's apps for that. Keep your receipts for your business expenses. Remember, I'm not a tax accountant. That's why I give you advice. And yet, just your printout of your credit card is not enough. If you were to get audited, you need to save your receipts. And what system do you use? Do you pay yourself a regular salary? I believe that you should all take a salary, and then when you get to a quarterly, you could do a distribution back to yourself if you're over, right? Do you use the MREA chart of accounts? Easy thing to follow, right? It tells us the percentages that we should be running with. Do you know your margins compared with the MRE ones? Do you know your percentage? When it gets to an expense, it's 30% that we'd like to see it run. And do you track each one of your expenses?
And you should look at
Yeah, go ahead.
specifically if you are an individual agent and if you're a team agent. You know, team agents, obviously your expenses, you're looking at 30% for your expenses and then 30% of your cost of goods sold. And then your profit is then 40%. Whereas if you're an agent, just individual, you're looking at 30% of your expenses and then 70% of that should be, you know, your profit.
Well, you have cost of sales because you have a cap with Keller Williams, right? But if you're capping and you're getting 100%, then your cost of sales is going to go way down. But you also include referrals in there as well.
Cost of sales is static, though, you know, so as opposed to.
Yeah, because well, unless you're working referrals.
True.
You have agent referrals when I'm regarding that too. Okay, know the average cost of each transaction. Know what it costs your business. Even if you make no money, what does it cost for you to run your business even when you make no money monthly? Have an active profit share tree, meaning connect people to us in classes. You could have easily connect somebody to a team meeting. We've had recruits join our office just by watching team meetings, by the way. It's always more effective in person, and yet we are where we are right now virtually. Have a solid plan in place for your financial future, not just thinking about it, actually writing it down. I got this from a Gary Keller mastermind, and they challenged the group because somebody asked him, what stops people from achieving their goals? And he goes, most of them just dream it. They don't put it down, but writing it down and really thinking about it. So my coach said, all right, put your income goal that you have for your family, and then go on the seats and things that you sit on in the buckets that you have to be able to hit that, right? And it's, yes, I sit in a team leader seat and I get paid for that seat. Then I have other opportunities as well, and I draw circles. Profit share is another one. I do a little coaching, that's another bucket for me. Yes, I have ownership in market centers. That's an opportunity for me. But we own real estate investments, and we just keep drawing. And then we have a big circle around one. And there's a circle, and Andy and I have a dream of something we'd like to do. I will not share that with you because it's a need. And yet we've been talking about it for 5 years. But 5 years, we know it, if we can build a plan around it, it would work. What stops us from doing it? We just haven't created a plan. And so may this be the year that we create a plan and go after that investment to create more passive income.
I love that you have those circles, and they're like concentric circles in a sense of how you continuously build, but it shows that you have this enterprise of Chad, the business of you, right? And it extends obviously to your family. So the enterprise or the business of the St. Jean family. So that's something that you all can take a look at and see, well, how are you utilizing your skills, your talents, your time, and the things that you've been blessed with to create and multiply each one of them.
Yeah.
Right?
And you just got to get really, there's a word, it's discipline, right? It's not fun visiting our money and just taking a little bit to the side each time. The profit share is this leadership team should never have to make a cold call to anyone, and yet we do. You should be working on ways to connect people. Visit with them. They're expecting your call.
And you may be thinking,
there's no risk.
Absolutely. And you may be on this other side of this camera and thinking to yourself, well, what is one way? If you're actively conducting business and have transactions out there, that's one way right there. If you appreciate the person that's on the other side and you see that they could potentially fit inside of our culture, then just make a warm introduction to either myself, Chad, or anybody on the leadership staff, and we would get them connected and take them down the path of seeing if they are a good fit.
Yeah. And then the last one is have no outstanding consumer debt. right? Debt in just general will bog us down. The only time I say debt is good is when it's on a home, right? And you have a renter in there who's paying for it, and you're making a little money and paying that down, and it gains value. But the debt will consume us as well when it has. And yes, it's easy to go out and get money loaned to us. Yet, what are your answers in those? And if you need help with those, come and see one of us at the office and we'll walk you through it, right? I'm not saying I've mastered all these. I'm not telling you I'm the greatest and just do this, but there's people in my life who help me to do that and recognize it. And yet I'm on the journey though. And these questions are powerful to me. So ask them. All right, let's just go back to banking. These are just some fundamental things, right? Do not go into your personal account. Set up another way to go about it, right? Set up a business and a checking. You're like, why two accounts? Remember, the savings are different. They're reserves or planning for a rainy day. Your checking is what you use all the time. But look at it as well as, do you set yourselves in tax account where you put that in a really separate? If you don't pay quarterly, you're still putting that money aside. And I could tell you the reason I harp on this is I've sat in this seat long enough and I've seen numbers that they made me lose sleep for one of our agents, and doggone it, did I have the conversation enough? If you're great at this, right? Perfect. Share it with others. I could tell you from visiting with agents in this industry, I don't even know. I'll just be generous and say over half do not do this. It's probably greater than that. Let us know any way to set up. That's just going into your bank and setting up another account. Here's your income tax, right? This is a great quote from Albert Einstein, one of the greatest. The hardest thing in the world is to understand is income tax. Yeah, the tax conversation I have as well. Get with a tax accountant, right? A tax professional and set it up, right? And people ask me all the time, how should I set up my business entity and to pay myself a salary? There's a reason why. There's a tax benefit for doing it that way. Just know when you set up, right, an LLC or an S Corp, we cannot pay directly. TREC does not allow us to pay directly to that entity. There's a way to get creative than just put the entity in your name, basically. And so that can be deposited into that account, pay yourself a salary, work with your tax accountant, right? It also has other layers of protection. Income tax, remember you have to pay a self-employment tax and employment tax. It's only, here's the thing is, tax code's only going to get more complex. It's not going to be simpler. I'm working with some agents in California, right? California is a heavy tax state greatly. They have a state income tax. The greatest thing about Texas, we don't have a state income tax, right? And they're talking about basically protection when it comes to transferring properties to family members. And there's a loophole, and that's really not a loophole. There's a code now that allows people to be able to transfer before, and they said it was very complex. And yet, when taxes increase, the complexity of it gets more. And yes, you owe it to you and your family if you don't have to pay tax on anything. This is not a political statement in anything, yet I've said this before. When people are beating up Trump because of his taxes and all that, he was playing by the rules. He had hired great attorney and tax people, and make no sense about it. The man paid all sorts of taxes because he owns real estate. People ask us in Texas, we don't have a state income tax. Where do they get it? They get it out of our property tax. That's why it's a higher rate. They're going to get their money one way or another, yet hire a professional, help you walk through it. And if you can get a benefit, take advantage of it. Successful people do. Okay. I'm going back one piece as well, right? Financially, commit to it. It's not fun. It's not for me. There is people that think it's fun, right? Not Chad, right? I'm an entrepreneur. I like to go out and sell. I like to go out and make revenue. I make a mess of the other ones, but be committed, right? And if some people, we have to hire people or surround us with people who are really good at it. Krista And Jared should be worn out going, could I get 30 minutes of your time to make sure I'm setting up my bank accounts and everything correctly? Would you help me with the charts of account? They should be coming to me going, Chad, quit telling the agents I'm available to help them. That's not the case. That really baffles me that we don't take advantage of that. They'll help you set up the chart of accounts, but be committed to it, right? The commit to the 80-20, to 20% us is visiting your financial statements monthly and putting them together. Be very purposeful this. Just because you're great at sales doesn't mean you're great at financials, and doesn't mean you're great at an organization and hiring and leading people. Right. And yet we think we are. That's a myth we got in our head. Go surround your people to really make sure. Be learning based about it. Ask questions. What does that look like? Be really committed to it, right? Remove your limiting beliefs. If you're going, Chad, I'm not making any revenue today and I'm struggling a little bit, still means you got to track your expenses and be really clear on what it costs to run your business each month. And if I don't sell a home, how long can I stay in business?
Right.
And then just be accountable to it, have people to check into it. Monica Reynolds, who's the vice president of MAPS Coaching, she says every Friday she has it on her calendar, and it's at 2 o'clock. Her calendar rings, it buzzes her, and it says time to go look at your money. And she looks at all of her reports. Now she has people too to prepare it for her. That's okay. But yeah, this is just tracking and putting it in. It does take a lot of discipline, but we don't wake up in the morning and go, yay, I get to go track my expenses. At least I don't, but there is probably some people who.
I have a polling question for all of you who are watching. Please put a thumbs up or some type of GIF or something inside of the chat box if you just took the time right now to set it on your calendar to check and review your expenses. Whatever the frequency is, it's as simple as getting onto your Google Calendar and putting it on. So I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna put my little thumbs up in the chat.
Yeah, and if you got any questions, if there's any way to be a resource, and I'm gonna become more and more, and we're gonna put all this information on the slides, right? This came from curriculum from Keller Williams, right? These are all solid things along the way. Just be on the journey, right? The journey is what gets you there. Gary Keller was telling a story that he had somebody teaching Quantum Leap. And this leader has actually been on our team meetings before. I've interviewed him. And he went to Gary and he goes, because Quantum Leap encompasses the full person, right? The whole person on every spectrum that you have of your life. And he goes, I don't think I'm the right teacher to teach it. He goes, I struggle with my weight. And Gary says, well, do you work on it? And he goes, yes. He goes, well, you're on the journey, right? It's just being on the journey. That's the desire I want every one of you to have. And I'm going to harp on this because it's so important that we're building a profitable business and doing the fundamental things. Write your goals down, have a budget, know what it costs to run your business, tap into resources available to you. If you're going, Chad, I don't have the money to pay for a tax person, right? Well, then just track your expenses and use the spreadsheets and the tools that are available to you, i.e. schedule a meeting with Krista or Jared and go, do you have 30 minutes to make sure I'm heading in the right direction?
We got to be very intentional about that and very resourceful. We make things a little bit too complicated. We have the most amount of information available to us than we have ever had in all the years out there. So if you're struggling with that, you can Google, you can YouTube, you can search some kind of way to get you on the right track. You just have to be committed to it.
Yeah. And just a little bit each week and spending time in a month and to really dig into it as well. I tell people about Keller Williams in my life, right? And Andy and I's life, because it's had a greater impact on us than anything. It changed the trajectory of our lives when she came here and visited about being an agent and how moving her license from RE/MAX to here, but just the opportunities. And when somebody says, hey, do you want to visit about an opportunity? Yeah. What do you have? And yet it's a wealth. It's the way that we think. It's the way that we address it. And I got a long ways to go, right? I'm jacked up, by the way. I want you to fully understand that. But I am on a journey to keep mastering and keep working at this and tapping into people and asking questions.
Same here. I mean, finances and things of those sorts have been a very huge challenge for me. And so I committed to every day actually taking a look at just tracking, just the looking at. That was the one thing I could do, such that by doing it, it makes everything else easier. If I just took a glance into my accounts every single day, it would allow me to be a little bit more proactive as opposed to reactive. And so now what I just put my thumbs up in the chat for was I'm taking it a step further. Now that I've gotten that habit down, now I want to actually understand my financial health. So I'm doing that every Sunday at 9 a.m. I'd be interested to see who else has placed that on their calendar. Back to you, Chad.
Anyone? I'm waiting for a little bit. We should just be lit up with the chat here.
Zoe, I don't know if you're me, meant
got some people raising their hand, right?
There you go, Kareem. I got you.
Kareem doing it right. It's a discipline. It's just like, right? If you go around the one thing, right? When we talk about what's the one thing we could do, Jared's on there as well. See, look, he's doing it and he's available to meet with you. Sorry, Jared, if they tap in.
I don't want to just talk about it. I think people talk just too much. Be quiet. Put some action behind it. Just
and it's the first step, right? It's the first step in really figuring this out and holding. And here's another honesty piece of it. Some of you don't have an expense problem. Some of you have a revenue problem because you're not out there creating enough revenue and activities to be able to create it. We're hearing Sundays. Sunday's a common theme we're seeing here.
I like it. I love this action. Great job.
Mondays, all right, are going to be my day. First thing, yep. I schedule it every Monday at 9 o'clock. Since I spend Monday on the weekend. Oh, because of open houses and showings. Okay, not because you're out shopping, Candace. All right, very good. Monday at 9 o'clock. We're going to commit to Monday at whatever time looks for you, right? And who's going to help you prepare it? Is it you? Do you leverage it out? Do you use software? Do you use something to track everything that gets into it? Do you have a separate credit card? All fundamental, and yet they're so profound. Business is simple. Business is simple.
Absolutely. I want to challenge you, Gleisha. I'm going to commit Mondays, or you are committed to Mondays? Which one? Which one? I'm just messing with you.
Well, the language, there's a difference between commit and I would like to, right? I've told this story before. I will mess it up a little bit, but you get the gist of it. And this comes from a gentleman that he goes to see his doctor, and the doctor says that he needs to lose weight, right? And considerable amount of weight, because he's a large, obese man, and his daughter gets sick and needs a transplant. I believe it's a kidney. So if I mix this up with my medical experts, bear with me. And he's a match for his daughter to have the surgery. So he goes and the doctor raises his hand and he goes, even though he's been telling him for fussing out of years, he needs to lose weight, your life's at risk, yada, yada. And he says, I want to be a match, take mine and give it to my daughter. We can do a transplant. And he goes, we can't, you're too big. There's a chance we'd lose your life. You're too at risk. And so quickly in 9 months, he loses to weight to be able to have the surgery that can take care of his daughter. And the difference between is he wanted to lose the weight, but then he was committed. And there's a difference between commit and wanting and like to. So if you're using that language, right, be on committed means you're committed to your family, right? This is important stuff. Running a profitable business and being in a self managed industry, right? We're entrepreneurs. We get up every day. We have to be committed and we have to tag into people as well. And we're here to help. But when you change it to committed and you put it on writing and you share it with others and you're held accountable and you're on that, go get it. and we're here to help. And I'm on the journey as well.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right, let's, you needed that slide back again, right?
I think she's on.
Verna, because I'm turning it over to you and talking about dates and things to remember.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Okay. Let me find my slide again.
So while he's pulling that up, please still remember Toys for Tot is still going on. The box is out there. Even if it's empty, we're just kind of sifting through some things. Please continue to put your donations. You can have them shipped here if you want, or delivered here if you want, but we're doing Toys for Tots.
Yep.
Speaking of giving, we're trying to give you a December to remember. So because of COVID, we know that we are not necessarily doing our traditional winter holiday party, but we want to take the faith, the family, the fun that comes from that and spread it out over a week. Yes, you went back to school, y'all. I get it. I get it. So we're having a December to remember of activities. And so I'll just bullet point them out real quick and then go back and explain what they are. So starting next Monday, we'll have our December 14th Deck the Halls. Then Tuesday is your favorite things. Wednesday is Great Holiday Bake Off. December 17th is the Jingle Bell Rock, and then the Holiday Bingo. So for the Deck the Halls, this really is about appreciating one another, not just your clients, the staff here, you as the agents, and we want you guys to put some love notes out there for us. And you can either do this by Facebook and tagging it #DeckTheHalls, where you're just giving us, or just sharing your appreciation. It can be anonymous. You can come up to the office. We will have white sticky notes or various colors. We haven't decided on the color yet. Sticky notes for you to post your little appreciation statements. Our hope is that our hallway gets covered with love and appreciation. We appreciate you guys, so you will definitely see some love notes on our walls from us, the staff here at Keller Williams Southwest, and I hope that you appreciate each other. We are a family here at Keller Williams, and so we want to make sure you feel that.
And Deck the Halls. Hallways can be virtual too, by the way, right? So yes, it'd be great to do it we're going to do it. So if it's through the closed Facebook group as well, but right, just a day of gratitude and great energy around appreciating people.
And that's a great way to start off a December to remember, is just remembering those who've helped you along the way. Nobody succeeds alone. No one succeeds alone. So December 15th, hey, these are a few of my favorite things. Ooh, look at those vocals. No, I'm just playing. So on the favorite things, it's just that we're hopping right back onto our Keller Williams Southwest closed Facebook group. And we just want you guys to kind of go around your house, give us a little insight of who you are, and take a quick snapshot of a few of your favorite things, and then place that on our KW Southwest Facebook group. We just want to get to know you a little bit better. If we were in the winter holiday party, you guys would be sitting next to some folks that you've never seen before and sharing some conversations and getting to know each other. So this is just our virtual way of getting that done. So that's on the 15th. Then the 16th, we know our office is very diverse culturally, and not everyone celebrates in the same way. And so one way to each other's heart and getting to know your culture is through food. Plus, I like it, you know. And so the Great Holiday Bake Off is your opportunity to showcase what is a winter dessert or delicacy around this time frame. Share your recipes of your favorite dessert. We're posting this again on Facebook. If people love these desserts and want to take it on and take it a step further, maybe you even record a video and you post it on that as well. If we get a lot of requests, we can compile this into a recipe book and we can share it with you guys, and either through the internet or somewhere where it's available for you. Finally, our Jingle Bell Rock. Well, we can't have a holiday celebration without actually showcasing some of our moves. That's my move, y'all. That's my move. And so for the Jingle Bell Rock, this is actually a virtual party. So we have a DJ already set up and ready to go. As a matter of fact, you can start making your requests right now. So it's our virtual jukebox. If you have a favorite song, and I mean, it's got to be your favorite song, because we might just highlight you and you need to do your favorite dance, right? If you have your favorite song, just put it on our Facebook Facebook group again and hashtag it Jingle Bell Rock. It's very easy. These hashtags are just the same names that's up there. We're going to compile a list of those songs, and so the DJ will have them and he'll play them when the time sees fit during that time. So that, I know it doesn't say it on here, that's going on from 7 to 9 on Thursday. So we'll have a Zoom link for you guys to participate in, and we'll have some instructions around that so you can get the most out of that party. And then finally, we're capping it off with a lot of joy and a lot of gifting with our holiday bingo. During our holiday bingo, we know that you guys love to play bingo. You like to take chances. You like opportunities to win great gifts. And so we got some great gifts coming in. Some of them are huge. Some of them are monetary. Whatever it is, it's something that you didn't have to pay for. So the holiday bingo will be kicked off on December 18th, starting at 5:30. Yours truly, Chad, is going
One
to
of
be
the greatest bingo callers of all time will be there.
He's been practicing. He's been practicing, guys.
All I know is we're giving away great prizes, right? So you want to, that'll get you to attend. We'll play a multiple of games, so it'll give you some chances. But we'll have some great prizes for an opportunity. We're going shopping now as well, and gift cards. So you want to, we'll show up in some other ways. Even outside of bingo, there'll be other opportunities for you to win as well. So join us for that.
Absolutely. And so again, that's at 5:30 on Friday. Don't worry, it's not, you don't have to be present. It's virtual. So you'll get your bingo card virtually and everything else. So we'll have some instructions throughout the week to assist you with that. And then we have some other tricks off of, up our sleeves as well to just love up on you guys. Expect some phone calls from the staff to try to orchestrate that. And so I'll give it back to you.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Coming up, if you don't have this on your calendar, right? This is Tech the Halls. We're working hard here doing things virtually, but if you have this, this is an opportunity to get in there. You're going to divide into groups and knowledge and information. You got great presenters as well. That's on the 11th. That would mean on Friday. $25. This is not it goes to KW Care. So great opportunity to jump into that. If you haven't seen that, would tell you to take advantage of that. All right, let me jump out of the shared screen and let me make sure I get everybody who's on here. Last week I didn't get everyone on here who should have, so that was my fault. Running controls, you'd think you could figure this out as well. All right. Got Norman in the background. I don't know if Dale's jumping on as well. Shannon from American Home Shield. She was the one that I made stay in the room, and I never invited her on. I make errors with you think I'd have figured this out by what meeting is this that we've done team meeting virtually since March? Yet I'm still learning as well. Yet you were a sponsor in our Bold teams as well. So we wanted to just give you an opportunity to come in, share us what makes your product unique and why they should be in business with you.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I am Shanna Crane with American Home Shield. And first and foremost, I want to say happy holidays. I want y'all to know that I'm always happy to speak with your buyers and sellers regarding the home warranty process. There is a team of 5 of us here in the Houston area, and we're here to help you and help serve your clients. So please never hesitate to reach out to us. Our most common plan is the Shield Plus for $550. It's going to provide coverage on major components as well as appliances. It does include your kitchen, refrigerator, washer, and dryer, and it does start on the day of close. So that is our kind of our most popular plan, and it's for a single family home under 5,000 square feet. So kind of keep in mind $550 when you're looking at that contract. And just like you have goals, we have goals, and we appreciate all your support in reaching them. So thank you for that. And we hope to help you reach your goals. We do have free marketing materials available at any time. So if you ever need anything, just reach out to us. We have some wonderful buyer guides that we can get to you to the office, and they're a great piece for buyer packages. We also have listing 101 checklist for your sellers. So if you want those, we can get those to you as well. So just reach out to us at any time. I'm going to put my information in the chat. Can I do that?
Yes, yes. Make sure
I'll
you
put my information in the chat, and that way
sure
y'all have it, and we're here to help you. So thank you. Have a great day.
Appreciate your support and helping as well. Make sure you put panelists and attendees so everybody can see your information. Okay. All right. Great. Celebrity, what do you got for us? Since you are a celebrity. Yes.
I didn't even know that. I'm so excited. Can you
Yeah.
guys hear me? I've had the biggest problems with my laptop.
Just speak louder.
Okay, because
Yeah, not very clearly.
Really? Is it really low?
Yes, it's low.
Muffled.
Okay, so this is gonna look really weird, but it works. I think my laptop's going out. Can y'all hear me now? Is it better?
It's
About
better.
the same.
Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. I think I needed a laptop. Way to go. So throwing me off, y'all. So sorry. I just put in our chat a couple of things. I've redone the title basics. It's a non-CE class, but it's just a little bit of information about title and what that means, descriptions and schedules. If you're not familiar with schedules A, B, C, and D, this may be an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about them. And I have that going on today at 2 o'clock via Zoom. So if anybody wants to join me, please do. I put the little link there. I also input the link for other classes that we're having through the end of a month. So I might put my little order in for my music though, because I get excited about stuff like that, y'all. You want to see my skills? I can dance. I have my times where I do really well. Outside of that, I wanted to also thank you all for participating in the Toys for Tots Celebrity Title did have our group as well that did it, and Mona, Selling Homes by Mona, did a wonderful job contributing to us, and we appreciate that. I know she appreciates it. So I wanted to just give her a shout out right now because we appreciate you guys and all you did, but she did a little something extra. I don't know if y'all saw that on her Facebook. Go to her Facebook and see what she did. It's really cool. Outside of that, thank you all for giving us an opportunity to earn your business. We're right downstairs. Don't forget us. You walk by. If you want to come and take a picture with a beautiful holiday tree, it's in the front. So it's a generic holiday tree. You're welcome to use it for your social media and get shots all around it. So outside of that, that's all I got. I appreciate you. I hope everyone stays safe this holiday. Remember that, you know, it's getting cold, but we still need to wear our masks when necessary. So that's all I got. I'm sorry my mic looks like this and that it looks very weird, but
That's okay. We never know what to expect. All right.
never know with me.
Reliant Energy.
Good morning, everybody. Long time no see, okay? My name is Yu Yilin, and I can connect electricity for you and your clients, okay? So good news, the price for realtor is going down, but the price for the public is going up. So now it's a bigger gap, so it's a better deal for you. So since the Christmas is coming, you guys are going to light up the yard or something like that, going to use
All right,
it.
Bob, let me clarify that for you, right? If you, as an agent, you get a deal using Reliant, if you don't have Reliant and you want a second opinion and get a quote, send your information. Yuli, she will run it for you. I did it. I saved considerable money when I made the switch. Okay, keep going. Anything else?
Okay,
Did I lose
so
her?
yeah. So, can you hear me?
Yes, go.
Okay, something about my service. Okay, like yesterday, I got an email from my manager at 6 p.m. and telling us, oh, the price is going up for the public, not for realtor. Okay, and then I have a customer going to move in like next month. So I kind of like email him, hurry, you need to get on it if you want a better deal. Okay, so that's one way I help the customer. And the other way, like last week, there's a realtor calling me. Somebody is trying to ask her to pay the bill. He said, I'm on the auto pay. How come I mean, I pay my bill full. I mean, why now there's a scheme outside? There's a lot of people get called from like somebody pretending as from a utility company, ask you to pay the bill. So, and then the realtor, I told her to give me the account number so I can check with you really quick and see if you owe us money. So the balance is 0. So why that? We know it's a scam, okay? So next time if you get a phone call like this, make sure you pay from the official phone line, that's from your utility bill, or you can let me know so I can give you the official link to pay. instead of paying somebody, they call you, they might get your money, even they ask you your social security number and that kind of thing. So be careful. There's a lot of scam right now, okay?
Yep. Okay. Good advice. We know that's going around as well, except for the gift cards. Andy asked too. She just wanted you to go bring those to me. Kidding, by the way. They were blowing the phones up this week. They've sent it out on my behalf. We changed our number too. So have a little fun with them. All right, Dale, what do you got from AMCAP?
Well, good morning, everyone. I think that we had touched on last week, there are some loan limit changes. Conventional loan has gone up considerably, about $26,000. FHA has announced also that their loan limit has gone up. So in Fort Bend, Harris County, that new loan limit is $356,362. $356,362. What that equates to is buying a $369,000 house and putting down 3.5%, and you're under the loan limit. Therefore, on a house price in that range, you could qualify for an FHA loan. Sometimes FHA loans are the only option for clients that might have some issues with the COVID environment and the things that we're seeing that are going to probably ultimately hit people's credit. FHA may be their only option coming up soon. So it gives them a little bit more space in order to buy a home that's a little more expensive with the 3.5% down. And as you know, FHA is a little bit more lenient in the credit. It allows a little bit more debt for those people to have, and it does allow for a gift. One other way to add additional income may be to have a non-purchasing spouse. Non-occupying co-borrower. And what that means is that we're going to use a family member who has great credit, great income to add the income so that we can qualify for the house. That non-occupying co-borrower is not going to live in the home. That's the only difference. So please get with a loan officer. I know that a lot of people with this market are looking and wanting to show houses, but some agents, some sellers are requiring that these people are pre-qualified before they walk through the door. So please use this. We're here as a service for you. Want to let you know that it's pretty simple. I got a phone call from Andy St. Jean over the weekend, texting me, asking if I could help her to pre-qualify over the weekend. And within 20 minutes, her people were pre-qualified. So let us be here. We're here. We work the same hours that you do, and we're here for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, awesome. All right, good stuff. All right, that's all I have. Verna, anything that we missed? Okay. Oh.
No, not that I know of. I don't think so.
Okay, next week we're doing a lot of holiday fun. Yes, we would love to get together and have a big party. That's just not going to happen in today's environment. I would call that a COVID party, and we're not having one of those. So we are doing lots of things virtual. We're going to come to you. We're going to reach out. We're showing gratitudes. We're sharing a little bit of our favorite things. You're sharing your favorite recipe. We're going to rock out to some jams. I won't dance. I did that one holiday party, and I'm not an Andy recorded me. And it's, yeah, she can share that past video. And then the last piece, we're doing bingo. We got one of the greatest bingo callers of all time. And I got an assistant. We got our 1978 wheel with the balls into it. And most importantly, all you care about is we're going to give away good prizes. So that's what you don't want to miss out on. And we'll just put it to the side, and you can come up next week to get it. So come play some bingo with us. Have a little fun. Bring your favorite drink just to handle the famous bingo caller, because sometimes you need things to drink to be able to take it. But we're proud to be in business with you. Let us know how we can help. Schedule time with somebody financially to get the discipline needed. Track your expenses well. Still great. Real estate's just a great opportunity. I hope you're excited about it. I am. 2021 is going to be a great year. It's going to be different. Don't look different than 20, but yet COVID's just not going to go away next year, by the way, either. So let's keep battling. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.